morning this morning. What a beautiful day. And let's get right into it. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of Megan Rapinoe. I've had enough of Megan Rapinoe. I got 2 words for Megan Rapinoe. Just STFU. That's all I need. That's it. No more, no less. Megan Rapinoe, I need you to shut up. Sometimes you got to let you know that sometimes you got to. I mean, Megan Rapinoe fired back at Alexi Lawless. This reminds me of when IU players and IU little coaches get mad at me for the honest criticism. Alexi Lawless, legend in the world of soccer, television, pop culture, fired on. And he said, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just telling you that these women were unlikable. They were. Anybody that says differently is a fan. That's great. I love it. But to the average person, me, these women, this U.S. women's national team, led by this thing, had absolutely unlikable. And of course, Megan Rapinoe says, well, it's fake. Well, we can't win. She goes victim. She goes absolutely victim on it. And that's fine. That's what women and men and everybody in this world do. We all go victim when somebody says something we don't like. Megan Rapinoe went victim. It's disappointing. Everybody on the right and everybody who was using hateful language and those tropes, it's like they have been waiting since, 2016, 19. They've been waiting for this team to stumble. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you're right. But this year was different because, well, frankly, you were unlikable. Really, what's happening is that the right wing wants this to be true. They want women to believe they can't fight for things. Oh, we're a victim and be excellent. You can't ask for what you deserve. Oh, and be successful. And then this person tries to throw it in, but the reality is we're doing that. Beyonce's doing that, really? Beyonce taking a knee saying, I'm never, ever, 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 ever singing the national anthem again? Oh, I don't think so. Taylor Swift is doing that. Taylor Swift at concerts taking a knee saying, I'll never, ever, 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 ever sing the national anthem. Coco Gauff, got to throw a couple sisters in there, is doing that. We're still great on the field. We're fighting for equality, and it's better for our bottom line and our sports. Yes, Taylor and Megan are exactly the same. Of course, it's the right wing. It's Fox News. I hope it's OutKick. I hope that it's like, hey, man, look, all right? I got to tell you, it's OutKick. One thing that America does really well is backlash. No, one thing America does really well is stay loyal, Megan. You are not. You make millions because this country allows women in sports to make millions. This country allows homosexual women in sports to make millions. You know how many countries around the world allow this? Not a whole lot. You're allowed here. Now, that sounds like a bad way to put it, but I'm using it on a global scale. A lot of places you're not allowed, but this is a bad place because, we got to throw in Roe versus Wade. She wants to kill children. Good for her. We're seeing that with the trans argument in sports. Does Alexi know exactly what he's saying? If he was saying stuff that anchors on Fox News are also saying, I would be worried about the cosign. You got to give her credit. She says all the cool kids' language. The cosign. No, I wouldn't be worried about it at all. Who are you going to believe? CNN? Is that what you're going to believe? They haven't even told you that they told you for years, that Hunter Biden's laptop was a fraud, that Hillary didn't bang things up. See, she is so far right, but here's the deal. I'm issuing an official STFU. I'm not talking about you anymore. I'm not listening to you anymore. You're whiny. People want to stand up until they get stood up against. And, of course, you did what every single person that is a fraud does. You bring in other people around you. Here's the bottom line. You stunk. You shouldn't have been out there. You used the system to enhance your wealth, and I got no problem with that. You hate a country, one of the few countries that gives lesbian women the rights to do what you're doing and become a millionaire doing it. Good for you. You stood up for equal pay. Nobody gives a rat's ass about that. What we care about is, you know what? You're representing the United States of America, and you're completely and totally unlikable. We will like people that win. This is true. But when you lose and are totally and completely unlikable and un-American, sometimes you just got to STFU. There is no more unlikable person than whatever this thing is yelling at me right here. I'll tell you who's unlikable too. All right, this is bad. I've dealt with mental health issues. Not like I went crazy, but when I got divorced and other things were happening, my doctor said, hey, man, take Lexapro. All right, why? Well, every coach you see on TV is taking it. This coach is the national team's doctor. Well, this doctor is one of the great doctors in America. He's been the doctor for the U.S. Ryder Cup, Olympic teams, everything. Guys fly in. He's a noted cardiologist. He's like, look, everybody you see on the golf tour is taking this stuff. Okay, so I take it. So I understand mental health. But I don't want to hear from Jay Monahan, who is running the PGA Tour. I'm sorry. I know I'm wrong about this, but I don't want to hear from Jay Monahan taking time off for stress. Don't sign up for the gig. Now, this guy who is the president of the PGA or the head of the PGA Tour, whatever his Mr. White Toast looking self is, Jay Monahan certain the PGA Tour, Saudi PIF, that's the Live Tour, merger will be agreed upon, and we're saying that's officially a man with nothing left to lose. I'm stressed. I got to take weeks off. Well, yeah, really? Your whole life has been dealing with politicking and golf. Wearing the right clothes, combing your hair, and now it gets a little tough, huh? And you got to take time off? I don't respect it. I'm sorry, I respect it in some fields, but I don't respect it in golf, for crying out loud. So this guy, he really doesn't have anything to lose. He's already lost the respect of his entire tour. He's lost the respect maybe of everyone around us. See, I got to comb my hair. And I need the right jacket to go with the right shirt. But I'm stressed when things get tough. I have no respect for it. Hey, look, come at me all you'd like. I've been an open champion of mental health, but I got no respect. You're arrogant, you're smug, you're in this job, and guess what? You screw up and you had to take 2 weeks off. Yeah, I just don't. I'm sorry. Look, there is a certain level that you must maintain when you are arrogant and you are smug. And you must maintain it through the tough times. Look at that arrogance and look at that smugness. Now, I'm just telling you that this guy is a fraud. I saw it when he had to take time out. The players should boot him. He doesn't care. He screwed up this deal, and good for him. I need to take time off. Yeah? Right in the middle of the biggest fight of your career, you can't handle it, then get out of the job. I know we're supposed to be all sensitive. I know we are. I know. Look at how smug. Look at the arrogance. But when it got tough, where did he go? I got to take 2 weeks. I haven't taken 2 weeks in my life. I didn't take 2 weeks when I was 10 days in a hospital with MRSA. And then I had to sit on a couch for 6 weeks with PICC lines in me and an arm, from here to here that was black. 2 weeks. I'm just sick and tired of all this wimpy stuff going on in the world. I just am. I'm sorry. I just am. All this wimpy, sensitive crap. We need men to stand up, and not when it's easy, but when it's tough. Michael Oher's making my ass sag, too. I'm on one today, people. What can I tell you? Michael Oher is making my ass sag. He is. Michael Oher's selling a book. All right? Michael Oher is now saying, well, I was an All-American when the family took me in. All right, great. Yeah, I don't care. My work ethic is not being depicted. Now, let me guess. Let me just close my eyes and guess. Because a white family took you in, you now have to go cap to get that cap money to sell a book, must bring how hard you worked, how much you do into it. The blind side didn't protract. I was an All-American. Well, okay, fine. It didn't protract you right. It was like 2009. Fine, it didn't portray you. I was an All-American football player when I joined the family. Okay, good. So what? You think every movie, every documentary, everything is to Hoyle? Honest to God, at the end of the day, I had drive ability, the want to succeed, be something, and it didn't show the work ethic I put in to get to that point. Okay. All right. Make sure you sell your book when your back's against the wall. Look, okay. All right. You have to understand that came out in 18 when I moved in with the family. I was already an All-American. All right. So what? Okay, we understand. All right. Rather, the film makes it seem like joining the Tui family, from which Oher is now trying to end his conservatorship, led him to becoming a stud. Nobody's saying that. Yeah, well, what are you going to do? Here's the deal. You're mad at the white family because, why? They didn't cut you in, at least in your mind, in the movie deal, in the book deal, on your life. They're the bad guys, not the dad who abandoned you, not the crack mom. The white family are the bad guys. That's what I get out of this. You know, hey, okay, whitey bad because, well, they took you in, sent you to private school, gave you a sense of family. They're the bad guys in your life. Now, you got a father that abandoned you. Now, here's the deal. Everybody makes excuses for the father that abandoned. Well, okay, fine. Everybody makes excuses for the mother. Addiction's a mother. I've seen it myself. I moved a former player into my house for 9 months. Addicted, Oxycontin. I get it. But those people that gave you a home, gave you respect, gave you cars, gave you family, gave you private school, are the bad guys. The world is weird. And I've had enough of Michael Oher. I hope you buy his book. Good for you. That book will be about, what's the book really going to be about? What's he going to tell us that a movie didn't? You know what? There's a blueprint. Remember Kaepernick? Remember what Kaepernick said about his white family? There's a little bit of a blueprint here. There's a blueprint that whitey bad, sell book. Whitey family bad, sell book. Whitey mom bad, sell book. Yeah? You go, Michael Oher. I hope you sell the living hell out of books. I think if you need the money, then you go get it, son. You go get it. You go get her done, and I hope it works out for you. I really do, Michael Oher, because man, oh man. I tell you what, I have a saying, and I've told you this saying before, and I'll tell you it again. Gritty, you know what it is. Sean Black, you know what it is. Van Pasterman, you know what it is. No good deed goes unpunished. No good deed goes unpunished. Period. Period. I have two. Be careful what you wish for. Michael Oher is wishing to end conservatorship. Okay, great. And no good deed goes unpunished. Whether you like the Tuies or not, and I had enough of the old lady, if you want to know the truth. I had enough of her. Yeah, I know she's spunky, she's sparky. Gay, go, coach, you got to play Michael. Yeah. Yeah, I had enough of her. But I'm not going to say she's bad because what they did was pretty damn good. The Knicks are suing an ex-staffer. Like, here's the deal. When you hire somebody, then you try to get something from that person. Meaning, in the world of college basketball, it used to be you hired an older guy. You hired a young, aggressive white guy. You hire a younger or aggressive black guy. You had to have something different from everybody, okay? So let me just put this why I'm bringing this up. So the New York Knicks hire a guy. I'm sorry, the Raptors hire a guy from the Knicks. They hire this guy because this guy has information. He has information about the league. All right, here's the deal. The New York Knicks have sued the Toronto Raptors and several members of their organization, including a former Knicks employee, after the former employee illegally took thousands of proprietary files. Yeah. With him to his new position with the Raptors. These files included confidential information such as play frequency report, a prep book for the 2022 season, video scouting files, and materials and more. Given a clear violation of our employment agreement, criminal and civil law, we're left no choice but to take this action. All right. Hey, I ain't mad at you. Look, Bob Knight tried to do this years ago. When there was a video released about Bob Knight choking the kid, Neil Reed, he tried to say at one point that Ron Felling, or whoever took the video, did it illegally. It was university property. Okay. Hey, look, There's a former Knicks employee named Ichiwu Azotam. He's going to work for the Raptors head coach Darko Radakovic. Hey, look, I don't care what you say. No Serbians are doing anything wrong. So this is a BS lawsuit. Get away from me, Knicks. Keep all your stuff and go win games. That's all I'm saying about it from this point on. Remember our guy Kevin Brown, downtown Kevin Brown? Got some nice texts for him. He was the announcer for the Orioles that is setting up a game basically by saying, hey, look, this is a big series in Tampa Bay, and we have not done well in Tampa Bay. Kevin Brown got himself suspended. Yesterday, we told you about this guy. We told you about this guy, John Angelos. He's got to change this picture. He's got to change the picture. Angelos said the team was reviewing the internal process that resulted in discipline for Brown, who merely pointed out on air that the Orioles used to struggle mightily in road games against the Rays. Angelos said he hoped that Brown would remain with the team for a long time. Nothing like that is going to happen again, and it should not happen once. So, the owner's playing dumb. I don't care what the owner says. You don't make that move. When you have a family-run business, which the Angeloses do, they have a family-run Orioles team without asking the owner. Good for the owner. Hey, he's the owner. Throw it on the underlings. Throw it on the proletariat. But you don't make that move because unless you're just incredibly stupid and don't think anybody's really going to notice that your lead play-by-play announcer is no longer there after a game for a few days. Nobody's going to ask. Well, he's not that dumb. 100% this guy, 1,000%. This guy right here knew. This guy right here did it. And this guy right here is trying to get others to take the fall. Hey, how about this, ladies and gentlemen? I got a couple things in the news. Franco, remember him? He of the stupid teenage girls, apparently. Well, it's in deeper. This guy's a stud, right? Make baseball fun. Act like an idiot on the field. Flip the ball to you. Stup little girls. Apparently that makes baseball fun. Vonder Franklin. I like saying that in my buddy Uwe's voice. Vonder Franklin. Well, he's placed on administrative leave. Now, this is an interesting part here because this is the wording. Listen to this. He's on administrative leave, and I'll make sure I got this right, as MLB probes alleged relationships with minors. Relationships. Now, Trevor Bauer, let me see if I can say this right. Trevor Bauer had some rough sex with some women that didn't like it. Now, Trevor Bauer is basically never pitching in the major leagues again for having rough sex with people or women that after the fact came out, and I don't even know what they claimed assault. Grand jury convened. Bauer never even tried, nothing. All right? Well, this is a little different. This dude should never play. This dude should be in jail. Look, I don't know what Bauer's proclivities were or the women's proclivities were, but I know this. It went in front. Court of law. Nothing happened. This guy here needs to be in front of a judge fairly soon. If they know this dude had affairs with 14, 13, whatever-year-old girls, 8th grade girls, this dude right here, he needs to be behind bars. And if you go behind bars, ladies and gentlemen, for that kind of stuff, you got what is known as a serious effing problem. Man. Yeah, I mean, let's just bring in all the idiots to baseball, act like idiots, flip the ball to yourself, because you know what? That's how baseball should be played now. It should be played with fun. Yeah, it should. But how about we don't, stup 14-year-old girls? Yeah, it just made sense. What do I always tell you? Tell me right now. Look me in the eye. What do I always tell you? I tell you it's always the same people, do I not? Do I not sit here every day in my beautiful clothes, gorgeous background that my boy Aaron and others put together, and I speak truths to you? And one of those truths is it's always the same people. Close your eyes. Joe Mixon will be in trouble somehow, some way in about a year and a half. Close your eyes. Pac-Man Jones will punch a woman or punch somebody in a bar. Close your eyes. Oh, wait. It happened. Antonio Brown back in the news. Antonio Brown is one of the staples of it's always the same person. It's always Antonio Brown. Close your eyes. I want you to close your eyes right now. And give me the list of people that it is. Give me the list of people who it's always, say, in Indianapolis, you could say, well, I always read about Dakich. Dakich is always in the paper. I mean, I'll give you that. I ain't mad at you, but I'll give you that. Now, there's never anything bad. You know, I told a woman I'm not going swimming with her, and, you know, the writer lost her mind. Whatever. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know what to tell you. But I got to tell you, it's always Antonio Brown. So this idiot, let's go through. Let's walk it through. April, Brown avoids jail time by posting the missing $33,260.58 child support payment. Wiltreese Jackson is accusing Brown of owing $15,000 in payment and must pay the full price plus an additional $5,000 in legal fees to avoid jail. Here's what I would do if I were Antonio Brown. If I were Antonio Brown, I'd say, look, I'm really stupid. I can't get out of my own way. Just put me to jail. Let's put me in jail for 6 months. And you know what? Here's the deal. Put me in jail for 6 months and wipe off this crime and all the other stupid stuff I'm going to do for the next 2 years. How about that? You know what I mean? That's, yeah. Just put his ass in jail for 6 months. And he should agree to it. Look, prosecutor, I don't need this every week. You know what I'm saying? I don't need this. I don't want this every week. I can't have this every week. So look, just put my ass in jail for 6 months and let that be a credit. Let that be a credit for all the stupid stuff that I'm going to do, because it's not going to stop with him until he grows up. Athletes cannot be normal human beings until 5 years after they're out, for the most part. Not everybody, but for the most part. Tell me I'm wrong. Walk up to an Indiana basketball player 2 years out of him being out and watch the self-importance. I knew this when I was playing, and I vowed not to do it. I would see these guys come back, and I'm like, all right, really important. Okay. Okay. Serious business. Athletes cannot be human beings until they are 5 years removed from being an athlete, because they are so used to living in that bubble that I so often talk about. They just can't help themselves. Interesting things are coming. Interesting things are coming to college football. First off, I love college football. Anybody that knows me knows it's my favorite sport. I like watching college football like it's my job, which it kind of is. But interesting things are coming to college football. Let me explain. Yes, on the field's going to be great. Yes, we're going to have all kinds of playoff ramifications damn near every week. But let me give you a guy, Jahail Brock. Jahail Brock is a star at Iowa State. You've probably never heard of him, but in the world of college football, people have heard of, make sure I say the name right, Jirehl. Now, Brock, okay? He's a star. He's a stud. Guess what? He's leaving Iowa State. Guess why? Gambling allegations. That's right. Gambling allegations. So you got a guy that is, the star, the leading rusher. He was going to be a pro. He got charged April 1st. Gambling. He was among 5 projected football starters for Iowa State to be charged with tampering with records. They tried to disguise their identity to gamble. Stupid. He placed 1,327 illegal wagers over $12,000 between February 22, February 23. That's fine. Like, I got no problem. I don't care about any of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that stuff doesn't bother you. Do whatever you want. Don't bet on your team. Personally, I'm not a hypocrite. But this is where it's big. Guys are going to be out of college football. You're going to see guys leave. This guy voluntarily left the team. He was charged with tampering with records. He's going to be in front of a court of law. So here's a guy that should have his future ahead of him. Beautiful future. Cars. The life. The life that every NBA media guy so desperately wants to be involved in. He gets to live it as an NFL football player, probably. Well, guess what? Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? He gambled with his future, and he lost. A bit of a cliche, but I don't mind saying cliches in times like this. I don't. Look, I've said before, I'll say again, this is what people wanted. This is what Jay Billis, this is what all these corporations, all of these commissions that looked at NCAA athletics wanted. You wanted open market. Let's go, baby. I don't even give a damn, truthfully. I'm not even sure I care if you bet on your own team. I don't like if you bet against your own team, but I don't know if I care. This is what people wanted. This is exactly, now, everybody, well, we don't want this. No, this is what you wanted. So fine, good with me. I don't know how you guys feel. I'm going to go to the YouTube chat here and see. But if you told me so-and-so was betting on his team to win, I'd be like, all right. Yeah, I don't care. All right, listen to this. Speaking of betting, everybody and their mother. That's the greatest line ever. Everybody and their mother. And my mother right now at 86 years old is in Amsterdam. She and her 90-year-old boyfriend. I don't know if they're at the red light district, but I hope they are. The holiest of women needs a little bit of that in her life. Anyway, the Jets are 1.5-point underdogs on the opening game, Sunday opening game, when the opening game comes. September 11th, MetLife Stadium. Listen to this. MGM reports this. The Bills have been selected on 85% of the tickets. 91% to 9% margin in total money bet on the game to this point. Now, I have a friend. I'm reading this. You know what I'm doing right now? I'm texting that friend right now. Because my friend makes massive amounts of money. Massive amounts of money. Fading the public. That's what he does. He fades the public and has made over $1.5 million over the last few years through DraftKings, FanDuel, and whatever the hell else he uses. I don't know if this is a fade the public game, but I know this. I was talking to a guy last night who has lost over $285,000 gambling, and I asked him, you ever fade the public? Well, I don't specifically fade the public, but, we're going to take a look at fading the public. Okay. All right. I mean, if that's what you're going to tell me. All right. What's this here? Regis City Council does what? I don't know. College football, finding new well. There it is, right there. Look at that. See, I'm not lying to you. I'm Joe Biden. No, seriously, I'm not lying to you. There it is. Hey, Chris Johnson, America's fastest man, is going to join us. Chris Johnson and Lendale White have they have a podcast called The Smash and Dash. No, it's not based in California where that's what they do. I'm not sure I should wear stripes because, it looks like it kind of shakes it up. But they always tell me don't wear shirts selling something, and that's the only shirts I got. Hey, do me a favor. It's the polite thing to do. Like our show. I'm going to the YouTube chat right now to hang out during this break. Chris Johnson next.
Welcome into OutKick the show. I am Clay Travis, your fearless leader. I am going to continue to argue that sports is one of the great unifying forces in all of American life. ESPN is a sinking ship. Democrats are now the party of the white, woke college graduate.
We live in a land of participation trophies.
You gotta lean into the turns. You really gotta lean into the turns.
Very difficult to go back-to-back years in the NFL with the number 1 overall pick.
Is it fair for people to be upset with Marvin?
I've been out of LA long enough to have forgotten that libs, no matter how ridiculous a scenario, are gonna live. What have you seen firsthand of how this has affected you in the plant and your fellow employees? Under Joe Biden, the Taliban has retaken Afghanistan. Putin has invaded Ukraine. So if there was ever a time for freaking aliens to inhabit and conquer Earth, now would be that time.
Man, the level of stupid that sometimes gets on our YouTube chat just gives me a headache. You're born a male, play with males. You're born a female, play with females. Don't at me about it. The American people are being cheated. We, ladies and gentlemen, are being cheated.
There's no doubt in my mind he could have caught the ball in his back pocket if he'd been running. Blowing a lead and losing a game is 100 times more lasting and painful in some clubhouses than losing the game 15-0.
And we were able to see you guys on the ground with your son supporting. That was huge.
They were saying, oh, it's only 1 or 2. That's rubbish, and we all know that's rubbish. Once those trans-identifying males were able to succeed, it just encouraged others.
Yep. Chris Johnson joins us. You know him, you love him, 3-time Pro Bowler, world's fastest man, you name it, he does. I was just asking him off air. All right, here's why I asked you that question. I coached basketball for a long time. Guy gets the ball in the post, all right? He's got hair like yours. He swings his head. He hits the defender with his hair. Foul on the offensive man. Can you get tackled by your hair in the NFL?
Yeah, you can. There's a rule that they came up with that your hair, if it's hanging down like it's a part of your uniform, it's a part of your jersey. So, yeah, if they grab it, they can definitely pull you down by your hair.
Did you ever get tackled by your hair?
Yeah, I did. I actually did. I think it was like in 2012 or 13 or something like that. I actually was on my way in the end zone. Somebody pulled me down by my hair. I still scored, but actually pulled one of my dreadlocks out.
How bad did it hurt?
It definitely hurt. At the time, the adrenaline was running and things like that, but definitely by the time I got back to the sideline, it was painful.
All right, you see, all right. What's going on here? What's going on here in your mind with running backs? I'm in Indianapolis. I'm a big Jonathan Taylor fan. We got a problem here. What's happening with running backs?
Man, they're just disrespecting the running backs at this point. Like, they don't want to pay the running backs. Running backs are probably like some of the lowest paid offense positions or positions in total on the whole entire football team. And we got to do so much work. We got to do so many things to make the offense go, and for us to be one of the lowest paid positions on the whole entire team is it's crazy.
In 2009, all right, you're the offensive player of the year. When did it start that running back, or you guys as running backs could see that it is slowly but surely headed to where it's at right now with the disrespect?
I honestly think you could say, like, within the past 4 to 5 years, like, it's been like that. Like, now, I'm not gonna lie, you got your certain guys who got paid, like you say your Christian McCaffrey, your Derrick Henry. Those guys got paid, but look at what type of season those guys had to have, right? But then you go and you may look at a receiver, and a receiver they might catch for 800 yards or have a regular 1,000-yard season. Those guys are going to get paid north of $12, $13, $14 million a year. And then they're just writing the running backs off, honestly.
Let me ask you, what's it like when you wake up on a Monday morning? Because you're getting hit every play. I mean, a quarterback may throw a pass and he ducks out of the way, or a lineman may dance with a guy once or twice. I've always said this about running backs. You're not only getting hit, but you're getting hit by people that are moving towards you. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like we're standing and we're black. Guy is coming full speed. He's big as hell and he's pissed off. What's a Monday or Tuesday like for a running back?
Pretty sore for sure. Like, you got to go in and get that treatment, take care of your body, but it's like a car wreck every time. Cause like you say, the defender is moving towards us, and guess what? We moving towards the defender. So it's like, it's not like we're standing still target. We going towards them. So it's a collision every time we run the ball.
I want to get to the Titans. How short a leash should Tannehill be on?
I think this year right here is kind of like a make or break year for the Titans. Like, we had those years back to back where we made it playoffs, deep in the playoffs, and never could get over that hump to get to the Super Bowl. And then we end up losing A.J. Brown in a trade or whatever like that. Now we end up replacing him. Now we got D-Hop in. So we got our receiver, we got a running back. So it's at this point, it's like, is Tannehill going to be able to spread the ball around? Is he going to be able to lead this offense to making those plays and hopefully get them over the hump, get the Titans over that hump? So I think this is a make or break year. So, and if this is not the year that it happened, of course, you know, all NFL teams, they like going younger. They like finding that new franchise quarterback. So if Tannehill is not on point, then they got two young guys up under him that I'm pretty sure they're gonna go to.
Yeah, they ain't afraid to tell Tannehill, we're going to bring in some competition. Malik Willis, and then, of course, last year. What would Hopkins do? What does Hopkins mean to the Titans offense, and particularly to Tannehill?
Oh, man, he's that safety blanket for Tannehill. Like, get in any trouble, you can go to D-Hop. You always got that 50-50 ball with D-Hop. Just that blanket for him and that deep threat downfield. What I feel like he means to the whole entire offense, like, he take the pressure off of so many guys. He take the pressure off of Tannehill. He take the pressure off Derrick Henry. You can't put those 8 guys in the box and just say, Tannehill beat me with your arm, because if you do that, he definitely going to be able to beat you with your arm, being able to throw the ball to D-Hop if y'all put 8 guys in the box. So I think he just make the Titans offense better as a whole.
What's going on with your podcast? Where can people find it? What's happening? You and Lindell White.
Yeah, me and Lindell White, Smash and Dash Podcast. You can go to my Instagram, Chris Johnson 28TWO8. Link is in the bio. You go to @Smash and Dash Podcast on Instagram. Link is in that bio. We record every week. You can catch all the episodes on there.
Thanks, my friend. Thanks for coming on, Chris. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
I loved watching him play. That's Chris Johnson, 2009 Offensive NFL Player of the Year. I like watching him play. I've told you forever, I just like fast dudes. Growing up in Gary, Indiana, if you weren't fast, you couldn't play. I wasn't fast, I couldn't play. That's why I played basketball. Seriously. I tried to play football one time, not as a quarterback, and I'm like, oh, crap. I learned to respect the speed, man. Chris Johnson, that was great. Cashman, you're making me laugh, Cashman. Go to thecashmanwins.com or go to Cashman on Twitter. I feel you, Cashman. If you want to win some bets, the Cashman is great. @thecashmanwins, he just sent out a tweet that was absolutely fantastic. I think I did too, Cashy. I do. I think I did. I ain't mad at you, but hey, all right, let's go. I mean, if that's what we're going to do, let's do it. Yeah. Hey, oh, man. Baker Mayfield's a starting quarterback. Let me read it right here. Baker Mayfield's a starting quarterback, and I'm here for it. I never would have thought to say this. All right, Gritty, let me ask you a question. Jen Gritty and all you guys on the YouTube chat, let me ask you a question. When you think of certain players, did you ever think you're going to feel sorry for them? Like, I never felt like I was ever, and I still don't, maybe it's a gene that I have, going to feel sorry for Andrew Luck. Never. Robert Griffin III, never felt like I was going to feel sorry for him. Like, his career didn't go right, but I never felt. I honestly started feeling sorry for Baker Mayfield this week when I read that he has to petition the courts to find his $12 million that his parents may not, who knows, took. He invested with his dad's company. I started feeling bad for him. We've all heard about agents screwing guys. We've all heard about a, quote, manager screwing people. But have we really ever heard about, I don't know, parents? Professional parents? Like, look, I've heard of parents making a bad investment. Hey, we're going to take $2 million of your money and put it, into some swampland. Okay. But I've never really heard, and this is a story that is ongoing, Baker Mayfield and his wife have petitioned the courts to find out where $12 million of his money is. So I'm glad for Baker Mayfield becoming the quarterback of the Tampa Bay Bucks. I am. Look, I didn't care about Baker Mayfield. I liked what he did, even though it was against Urban. I liked what he did. I liked the cockiness, winning in Ohio Stadium, planting the flag. It started a thing. All right. Okay. That's fine. I get it. I do. I swear. But I got to tell you, now I'm happy. I'm happy Baker Mayfield is, I'm not going to watch. I don't really care, but I'm happy for him. I'm happy the NBA, now this is an ongoing story back a week ago. Do you remember when James Harden just in China went off? So James Harden goes off. James Harden calls his boss, Daryl Morey, a liar. I have nothing that there is, blah, 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 blah. I have no respect. I'm not doing this. I hate you. You're a liar, blah, 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 blah. Okay. All right. He did it in China where, by the way, China is mad at Daryl Morey when he was the Houston Rockets general manager for supporting Hong Kong. Okay. Or supporting Taiwan, excuse me. Okay. Well, so he pandered, spoke bad of his boss, and the NBA said, hey, look, 100 grand, let's go, 100K, we're doing it. Well, the Players Association has said, yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, we ain't doing that. Yeah, we're not letting that happen. So they have filed a grievance. So you know what will happen? I guarantee you this happens. They will come to an agreement. Adam Silver will give in. Adam Silver will do his thing. Adam Silver will say, nah, a couple K. Come on, help me, will you? Please, help me out here, James. Ishkabibble. Shut the hell up, Megan Rapinoe. If you miss the Open, shut up. I'm issuing an official STFU. If you go to my Twitter page, you will see that I issued it earlier today. There is a really, really funny thing on Instagram. It's a song. Sometimes you got to. I issued it. I'm not happy with you, Megan Rapinoe. I'm going to say this throughout the entire show. I've issued you an official STFU. Unless you do something either awful or great, I am done mentioning Megan Rapinoe on this show. I'm going to say this every 45 minutes on this show because we've had enough. I think I speak for a nation. We've had enough. We've given her her platform. If we continue to discuss, if we continue to talk about her, we give her more of a platform, and I ain't want to do that. I don't want to do it. I don't want to give her any more of a platform. I would like to see what the YouTube chat thinks. I would like to see, do you believe that my STFU to Megan Rapinoe is warranted? Is it warranted? Did I drop a big enough hammer on her? When you get banned from our show, that's serious business. You got to look yourself in the eye, people. You got to say, what am I doing? Where am I at? I don't know. I just don't know. But that's what I'm doing with Megan Rapinoe, and I ain't mad about it. She's whining about Alexi loss. It's like you IU fans whining about me. 17 years at Indiana basketball, busting my ass, listening to idiots, coaching some fools, coaching some great guys, watching an administration and Bob Knight go at it, putting out fires. I'm going to say whatever the hell I want, and I don't give a damn if you mommies, you daddies, you players, you ex-players don't like it, don't like me. Give a big smooch to my rumpus. Yeah. All right, this is getting bad, and I don't like it. I'm going to tell you what it is. Our police officers are under fire. This started with Obama. Obama, the most divisive, the do-nothing president. You know, the guy never had a job. I guess he became a senator. That was like his first job. Hey, look, if you need a city planned or a city organizer, if you need some folks to come on out and, I don't know, let's go clean up the yard. Let's build a park. Obama's your guy. All right? But Obama was also the first guy that decided, it's a good thing, guess what, to do? Hate on cops. Yeah, that was Obama. And then, of course, once Obama did that, cops started getting shot in the head. And, of course, once cops started getting shot in the head, what happened? A lot of people didn't want to be cops no more. I mean, common sense says, hey. Well, Austin, Texas. Now, Austin, Texas, they celebrate their weirdness. I would argue that in celebrating their weirdness, it basically is a signal for idiot, come here, act like idiot. Now, that's how I look at it. Maybe you look at it different. Beautiful city, beautiful town, beautiful people, all that happy horse bleep. But the Austin police chief said, enough of this. Enough of this. They don't have a union contract in Austin, Texas. One. And I don't understand what all that means, but here's the bigger issue. Staffing shortages. I told you this of my conversation with a wonderful, not good, wonderful police officer that played for Lee. Jenny Domschott. Jenny Domschott was a great player. Jenny Domschott, when she, 19 years ago, became a Toledo police officer, there were 5,000 people she had to beat out. Now there are 300 people that are willing to take the exam. So the Austin, Texas chief of police said, screw it, I'm retiring. Major staff shortage, absence of a police council, issues with city council. They want to defund the police. He posted, James Chacon did, he posted this. Well, he didn't. He posted with a heavy heart on Monday that he came to the decision. This is one of the hardest messages I've ever had to write. A few months ago, I've been considering retirement after long conversations with my wife, family, thoughtful prayer. I've made the decision the moment is right to hang it up after 25 years. Rising crime, inadequate 911 times, most profound police staffing crisis in our city's history. There's no pathway forward until City Hall rejects the poison of police abolitionists and their allied activists and ensure we have a strong, adequately staffed police department. Public safety will continue to deteriorate. But we can't because, you know what, we have to cater to the D-bags of this world. And we actually don't. We don't have to cater to the D-bags of the world. We should actually crush the D-bags of the world. If you don't want police, get out. I mean, seriously. Actually, don't get out. You don't want police? Good. You go over there and you don't want police. What, you got a big group here protesting? Good. We're going to hire police. We're going to fund more police. We're going to get police out there because we don't need a lawless society. We don't. You may think we do, but we don't. No. And that's exactly what we're headed to. The police department in Austin, Texas budget was slashed by 150, a third of its budget. How about that? So what happened? Well, they realized that was stupid. So the city council said, you got to give that money back. What happened? Cops said, screw you, we gone. We gone. Yeah, and this is just so sad. And it is for one reason. We give in to the worst people in our society. We're giving in to the dope smokers, the drug users, the crime folk. I'm telling you what should happen. Dick's Sporting Goods, and I'm going to get into this right now. So Dick's Sporting Goods didn't meet its numbers. Because why? Shoplifting, crime. I have the solution. I don't know why anybody doesn't pay attention to this solution. It's what Best Buy did. Hire young, athletic dudes, period. Make offices right by the door, on this side, hey, people are shoplifting. You lock the doors, you call the cops, and you have about 4 to 6 big old dudes ready to throw down with these little punk-ass criminals. What do you see? Who are the people? Who are the people that are doing the shoplifting? Fat women, sassy women, I'm taking my, and little punk dudes. And little or fat dudes too. I'm telling you, you just lock the doors. You get 6 guys. 3 are in this office next to the door. 3 are in this office next to the door. What are you going to do? Now you just can't leave. And they are hired, just like security, just like police, they are hired knowing what their job is. They are going to do what the guys at Best Buy do. Get in a stance and beat the living crap out of whoever thinks you're taking our merchandise. Well, what if they have a gun? You got a problem. Metal detector at the door coming in, you got a problem. I mean, I'm not saying this solves all the problems, but it sure makes people think, wait a second. Hold on. I'll go rob somewhere else. I think I'll go rob somewhere else. I think I'll do that. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Seriously. You guys, we don't give in. Our country is giving in. Stop giving in. There is no giving in. Just because some freak has purple hair, she's a big old fatty with a thigh tattoo, and talks like this, screw that. Pay for your shit or get out. Just because he walks in and walks around like he owns the joint, don't mean he can rob some. I don't give a damn if he's white, black, Hispanic, whatever. Pay for your shit or get out. And the dude standing right there solves all the problems. I just started a relationship with Dick's. We give bikes away. Lee and I took over our bikes program, so Lee just ordered about $5,000 in bikes yesterday. So we have a great relationship with Dick's. Now, maybe Dick's has gone woke. I don't know, and I really don't care. What I care about is the fact I hate companies like Dick's that have to lose money because idiots, not the robbers, idiots in charge are afraid to be called racist or sexist or whatever. Just don't let them do it. I'm just saying. Don't let them do it. Don't let them do it today. Don't let them do it tomorrow. Don't let them do it the next day. I've had enough of you folks. You're not stealing from me. Go steal from someone else. All right. Now, I told you earlier, betting in sports in college. Betting in sports in college is a problem. But college football teams are finding new ways to monitor athletes. There is things like this at North Carolina. Group text message from the university pointing out the latest betting scandal and reminding him of the importance of not violating rules on betting on sports. They put it in your head every day. See, here's the thing. Guys try to outsmart the system. Guys try to outsmart it. They try to say, well, this isn't my account, this is my mom's. It's very easy to track. So easy to track. It's a built-in GPS. Do yourself a favor. If you're going to rob a bank, don't you have a phone on you? But anyway, you got no choice in this if you're a school. And what's going to happen is somebody's going to blame the school because somebody always blames the school. Some little mommy or daddy that calls his son buddy. Hey, buddy. Hi, pal. Hey, buddy. No. This is on the athlete. Athletes know the danger of drugs, steroids, sex, gambling, drinking. They know it because it's put in their heads every day. They know the dangers of social media. They know all of this because unlike normal college students who hear this stuff on campus, this is drilled into the heads, captured the full attention of athletic department and conferences office. All major conferences are paying independent betting monitors to make sure their athletes abide by the rules and catch those that are not. No doubt. If you think you're going to outsmart it, you ain't outsmarting nothing. First of all, if you're going to Iowa State, you're not outsmarting anything. I mean, damn. Here's what they do to get you in Iowa State. They put a little Petri dish in front of you. Breathe on it with your nose. Yeah, it fogged up. You can come on in. Please. University of Toledo. I was driving down the street on the University of Toledo's campus. I stopped at a stop sign. Dude came up. He showed me this. I go, what are you talking about? He goes, what degree do you want? You're here on campus. Well, what degree? We don't care. What degree do you want? So athletes, don't try to, like, if you're Harvard, I challenge Harvard, Yale, and the Ivy League. Figure out a way around this stuff. Sometimes I crack my ass up. Figure out a way around this stuff. See if you can figure out a way, Tegan. Well, she was Indiana now, so her level of intelligence just dropped. And don't at me, Indiana people. I went there too. Please. Please. Oh, man. I'm just saying, if you think you're going to outsmart these people, you ain't going to do it. Period. Period. I'm just saying. I sold nudes to help Maui wildlife victims. GoFundMe said I violated the rules. What? An OnlyFans model. She did what brings America together. She sold nudes. Nudes for Maui. There you go. I sold nudes. There she is. Look, is this another little college girl? Here, Olivia Dunn. Take off your clothes and put your finger in your mouth. You guys just took a picture of that, didn't you? Yeah, I'm gonna take a picture with Olivia Dunn. I'm gonna take off all my clothes, put on panties, and put my finger in my mouth. And you guys are going to, well, you know what? You guys are going to pay a lot of money, and I'm going to become a star. Oh, man, just put your finger in your mouth. $10, make them holler. Listen to this. GoFundMe took down fundraiser, OnlyFans model, and Honolulu residents. Oh, 22 years old. She's got it figured out. Hi, I'm 22. I'm going to put my finger in my mouth and get naked. Maria Casillas. She launched a GoFundMe selling nudes. GoFundMe took down my account. But that isn't going to stop me from doing what I can to help the people. I'll be making a list of nonprofits to donate towards. Instead, you can still send me your screenshots. The fundraiser was removed from her platform. It violated the prohibited contact. So there she is, doing what girls do these days, sitting on a bed with her finger in her mouth, saying, hi, am I naked or am I not? What do you think? Huh? Send me your NIL money. There, you're so cute. Oh, man. See, I love OutKick because there's like every college girl, there's like a Nebraska girl that took her clothes off, put on a bikini, and now she's making all kind of money. It's awesome. My wife, the lovely Lee Ross, said it, man. She said it was going to happen, and it has. Quarterback's going to make money, but who's going to make the real money? A little gymnast that takes her clothes out, puts her finger like a phallic symbol. Oh my God, Dakich, you're so rude. I can't believe you talk like that. I'm just telling you the truth, man. Men are so simple. Men are so simple. And then, of course, there'll be a time when this Livy Dunn, and it's coming, about 5 years. She and those two little twins down there at Miami that take their clothes off and pose together so you think maybe they're having a little sister thing going. There'll be a time, about 5 years from now, they'll talk about their depression. They'll talk about their potential suicide. You know what's coming. We all know what's coming. I tell you who's coming. I can't wait. Trey Wallace. We got college football this weekend. Yay, Rod. Go fight, win. See, why does that girl need all those tattoos? Got beautiful skin. Why ruin it with those tattoos? We'll be right back.
Richmond, north of Richmond, is dominating the charts, even knocking Taylor Swift off the top spot over the weekend, and the liberals are losing whatever part of their minds they have left over it. Liberal outlets are labeling the song and its writer and performer, Oliver Anthony, whose real name is Christopher Anthony Lunsford, as right-wing and divisive, not because he is, but because they can't stand the fact that an average working-class white man wrote a song that strikes to the core of what they are all about: greed, elitism, and arrogance. Let's take a look at these so-called right-wing lyrics, shall we? That's right-wing? Really? Because hasn't the Democratic Party been claiming to be the party of the working man since its inception? It's right wing to talk about working your ass off for little pay. It's right wing to talk about the collapsing value of the dollar and how the man, aka the government, wants full control. That's right wing these days, huh? Or maybe it's this part that's got him all riled up. The part where he sings about minors on an island. Maybe that hits a little too close to home for Democrats and their enablers in the media. Telling, isn't it? And P.S., is it right for hardworking folks to bust their asses so some who don't feel they need to do jack can live off the system and eat junk food all day? Welfare is for those who need a helping hand, not a little Debbie on the couch watching The View. Sorry. Oh, and if the part about homelessness, welfare abuse, and suicide is just for us right-wingers to care about, well, that also says a whole lot about the left wing, doesn't it? No, these elitists who are turning their noses up at this song don't like this song because, quite frankly, they don't like or care about the people this song is about or the people from all walks of life this song resonates with.
The great Trey Wallace, you know him, you love him, you read him, you see him. Nobody covers college football like Trey Wallace. All right, am I being unfair when I ask the question, or when I say, not ask the question, Michigan basically, by suspending Harbaugh, admitted that he's a liar and a cheat. Is that too broad? Am I unfair there?
Yeah, no, I don't think you're. I don't think you're being unfair. I think that when you look at what Michigan was facing with the NCAA, and by the way, still facing with the NCAA, doesn't matter what they've done here with this self-imposed punishment. I think that they know what kind of fight they're going to get from the Committee on Infractions, and it's probably going to be in 2024 in the spring or summertime. And the Committee on Infractions is probably going to come down a little bit harder on Harbaugh. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. You have to go back and remember, they agreed to, the NCAA in Michigan pretty much agreed to a 4-game suspension. Then that was off the table because the Committee of Infractions did not agree to that punishment. So then Michigan comes back and like, well, wait a minute. We need to get out ahead of this. So what do we do to get out ahead of this? Let's just self-impose 3-game suspension on Harbaugh and try to get this over. And yes, look, if Michigan was standing behind their coach 100% against these allegations, then you would see him on the field the first 3 games of the year. I think that Michigan understands that, yes, Harbaugh screwed up. So what can we do to minimize this? Okay, we're going to go back and we're going to suspend you for 3 games, not 4. 3 games, and then we'll try to make it look like we're playing on a fair and balanced sheet. I don't think you're out of line by saying that. I don't think you're reaching by any chance. And I think that Michigan, look, I've contended, and I wrote about this a couple of weeks ago. Like, you can suspend Harbaugh all you want, but this guy might not be at Michigan after this season. If they win a national championship, I think he's gone to the NFL. He'll finally take that leap back to the NFL after flirting for the last number of years. But then, 2, if they come up short for the 3rd straight year in a row with a team that was capable of winning it, I think that comes to a chance where, well, damn, I can't get it done. I might as well go try my luck again at the NFL. I just think the flirting and whatnot has gotten to a point where you better put up and shut up now. And this season, Dan, he's got a team that can win a national championship. He's got the best backfield in the country. He's got a quarterback in J.J. McCarthy, who I think is fantastic. And this is the year. So what do they decide to do? Get rid of the punishment now, hope it goes away in 2024.
Yeah, it is interesting what you're saying. Harbaugh still, whether people like him or dislike him, he still seems to me, I haven't really had this conversation with anybody, but it seems to me that he is a legit NFL candidate. Like, if he says, I am going to do this, he's not going to say, I'm going to do this. What he's going to do is he's going to do it through back channels, so you don't want to piss off Michigan. But a lot of people say, well, the NFL is going a different direction. Nuh-uh. He would be a legit candidate if he wanted to be, right?
Here's where everything got screwed up last year. It got so public. That was the thing. It got public with Denver. It got public with other schools. And I don't think we all remember the story where it was the Denver plane that was in Ann Arbor and whatnot, and everybody. And then they had to put out 3 different statements talking about how committed he was to Michigan. And I have nothing against Harbaugh. Okay. I think the guy is a damn strong football coach. But I think this time around, if he's going to make the leap to the NFL, he's going to say yes, and then everything is going to start to be leaked. You're going to figure out the deal, finalize it, not put Michigan through the ringer like you did last season, and you're going to go on your merry way. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but I could see another NFL team making a run at him, and this time around, you just can't be as sloppy as you were last year, period.
Well, in college, every job that I ever got, whether it was going to be to Marshall, whether it was going to be to West Virginia, whether it was Bowling Green, I had before it was even public. You know what I mean? Like the AD at Marshall was in my office when Billy Donovan was resigning that day. I'm like, what are you doing? He goes, I'm offering you the Marshall job. I go, you got a coach, Billy Donovan. He goes, yeah, he's leaving for Florida. Going to announce it this afternoon. You want to be the coach? So to my point is that with the NFL rules about hiring and the NFL rules now even more so coming under, it's a little bit harder now, I believe, to be quiet about an NFL job. You're going to have to jump both feet in and before it gets public, in my opinion, because if I'm Michigan, I've had about enough, particularly if he's not a national champion coach.
Well, Harbaugh has to let them know that he's no longer coming back to Michigan. Like I think blank. If he decides to leave, then that's the case. And yes, there are going to be stories, there are going to be questions, there are going to be anonymous sources, even during the season. Well, Jim Harbaugh is interested in the NFL again. Like, prepare yourself for that. Like, it's coming. But I think if he finally takes that leap, he's got to be the one that says, hey man, like, I'm in. Like, I'm not coming back to Michigan. Yeah. If you want me, I'm here. Let's do this thing. So we'll see. A lot of it rides on what happens this season, man. He's got such a great team. And I just feel like after coming up short against Georgia 2 years ago, after getting beat by TCU last year, where I think that Michigan thought they were just going to walk into the Fiesta Bowl and beat TCU, this is the year. You can't screw this thing up, man, because they've got so much talent. And if you make the playoffs 3 straight years in a row, and you don't even make the championship game, you got yourself a problem. And we'll see if that's going to be the case for Michigan in 2023.
Let me end the conversation. It's a good problem to have. There are a lot of schools would like to be in the position, you know what I mean? And a lot of coaches, because you get to that playoff. Go ahead.
It's a great problem to have, man. You're in the college football playoff for 2 years in a row. I mean, you ran into a buzzsaw in Georgia, in Miami. You ran into TCU, where I feel like watching that game, like if they'd have just taken a little bit, not more seriously, but just not thinking the TCU is going to be a rollover coming off that Big 12 title game loss, that I'd have been watching a lot better game in LA between Georgia and Michigan. And besides, then I got Georgia just destroying the Horned Frogs. So look, it's a good problem to have to be in the playoff 2 years in a row. I think this year, you got to make the most of the opportunity.
I'm going to get into games this weekend, but before I do, a lot going on here, and I haven't talked to you about it. All right, you wrote an op-ed talking about the ACC with Stanford and Cal. I got to admit to you, it made sense to me. It just does. The ACC looks at itself a little bit like, like this educationally. I mean, how real or unreal is this? And if it's real, when do we expect anything?
So here's a big thing with the ACC right now. They don't have the votes. So they need 12 out of 15 votes to get Cal and Stanford to admit them into the conference, to say, hey, we're going to extend a formal invitation. They're 1 vote shy right now. And that 1 vote is hard to come by at the moment. You've got teams like Florida State, Clemson, North Carolina State, they don't feel like it's going to be overall financially there's not going to be financial gains when it comes to adding those two in their mind, because the money they would receive, Dan, and that's going to be not much, a couple million, whatnot, but the money they receive is going to go to travel budgets to get to Stanford and to get to Cal. So they don't feel like right now and I'm talking about a couple schools, not the whole conference. A couple schools don't feel like that they're actually doing anything to please them. Florida State has been towing that bait out there for the last month after that public Zoom that they had claiming, we're leaving the ACC. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So the ACC is trying to do what they can to please Florida State, Clemson, and whatnot. But here's the thing with Stanford and Cal. If they can somehow, the ACC was supposed to have a meeting yesterday. They canceled that meeting because they did not have the votes. They're not going to have a scheduled meeting if they know they don't have the votes. Not going to hold one. I think if you get somebody to switch over in the next couple of days, you'll see ACC having meeting Friday morning, let's just say. I'm not saying it's going to happen. ACC having meeting Friday. Then they'll vote. They'll get them in. The holdup is the financial part of it. And does it make sense to add Cal and Stanford from the West Coast, or even SMU, state of Texas? I feel like overall, and in talking with some ACC folks over the last couple of days, Dan, the ones on the side of we want them, they look at it in a reasonable way. Stanford is the premier athletic department in the country. They bring in so much money, and it's outside of football too. It's not football. Like, that athletic department has got it down pat. Cal is another, department in school that you could bring in to add to the premier status of the ACC or whatnot, but it gets them that West Coast, that Bay Area type of feel. I look at this thing overall. You got to make a decision, I think, in the next week. You don't want to drag this thing into the season. They're not going to, in my opinion. And the finale of this, a lot of people are forgetting about, Dan. You got Oregon State and Washington State just hanging out, waiting to see what Stanford and Cal are going to do, because their decision on what to do when it comes to, hey, do I go to the Mountain West Conference? Do I try to reform the Pac-12? Do I stick around? A lot of this hinges on what Stanford and Cal do. So you're going to see some movement, and I think the ACC is either going to say, hey, we voted them in, or they're going to release a statement and said, hey, we've decided not to expand. Maybe we do this further down the road.
Yeah, how does the Pac-12 being decimated, how does that affect the upcoming playoff structure?
Yeah, I think, look, Greg Sankey has made some comments. SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey has made some comments over the last couple of weeks. You've seen Brett Yormark from the Big 12. I can go on. Tony Petrie from the Big 10. I think they're going to have to reconsider how they're going to model this thing, because the Pac-12 will get, the bid this season for 2023. But then you really have to make sense of this. Is the Pac-12 worthy enough? Hell, we don't know if there's going to be a Pac-12 in 2024 when this playoff expands. So you got to figure out a way to take away the automatic qualifier from the Pac-12, and do you give that to someone else? That's a possibility. That you give it to the AAC or something along those lines. But the Pac-12 right now, even if they were to go out and add, let's just say hypothetically, they went to the Mountain West and they said, hey, let's merge. That's not the strongest of conference that you're going to give an automatic qualifier to, but they could end up doing it. But as we stand here right now, I think they yank it away, and they're going to have one automatic qualifier out there that they're going to be able to hand potentially to another conference, or they just figure out a different way to get that 12th, 11th, 12th team, whatever that might be in the 2024-25 playoff scenario.
Anything to watch this weekend? Do you like anything this weekend?
Come on, Dan. I mean, it's college football, my brother. It's week 0.
No,
I would look, Dan, I would watch California School of the Art Association versus Hawaii if that game was on. So guess what? We do get a couple games this weekend, and a couple that stand out, obviously. Look, Navy Notre Dame is going to be really fascinating in Dublin. That's going to be fun to watch. Even just for the scenery, that's going to be fun to watch. And by the way, Navy that's a difficult team to prepare for. They run an interesting offense like that. Anytime you face a service academy school, you know what? That's why a lot of teams take these schools off their schedule, is because they don't want to face this awkward offense. So look, that game will be fun to watch because we really get to see what Sam Hartman looks like at quarterback for Notre Dame, and especially being in Dublin, that's just badass. But then we also we get Hawaii Vanderbilt that night at 7:30. Like, if you just want a little action, you want to see what Vanderbilt's doing, maybe hit Hawaii. A lot of people are going to be rooting for Hawaii to pull the upset and them cash a ticket, and that's all fine then. So that'll be at 7:30 that night. I think that game, it's going to be on the SEC network. And then the other one, if you can find the Pac-12 network on your subscriber list, which I don't have right now. I got to freaking figure out how to get the Pac-12 network, or I'm going to have to pay an additional $5 just for this weekend. But you do get to see the reigning Heisman winner, Caleb Williams. And he's going to be playing San Jose State. USC will be playing San Jose State. And it's not the greatest game in the world. And I get that. It's not even, great is probably even being too nice about that. It's a 30-point spread. But we do get to see what this USC offense looks like in year 2 under Lincoln Riley. We get to see Caleb Williams. And that game kicks off at 8 o'clock Eastern time. So it's not like you got to stay up until 11 o'clock to see it on the West Coast. So there's 3 or 4 games. This is just a way to get ready for the season. Get your tailgates in order, figure out what you're going to do around the house for some food during the game, get your beer selection ready, because week 1's coming, baby. And boy, oh boy, I am excited for week 1 of college football.
Yeah, my wife told me yesterday, she goes, hey, by the way, Saturday night, we're going to see a Queen cover band or something. I'm like, we're doing what? She goes, yeah, we're going with our friends. And my friend, he played college football. I called him up. I go, wait, and she's like, well, we bring our own chairs. You spread a blanket. You bring wine. It's Conner Prairie. It's beautiful. And it's a Queen. I go, hold on a second. College football's starting. There's bugs. It's going to be hot. Crap. And it's a Queen cover band.
You're not even seeing, when you said Queen cover band, I'm thinking like the Queen that's going now with Adam Lambert, without Freddie Mercury. You're going to see a local band hit the stage. Dan, okay, brother.
No.
You got to figure out a way to get out of that.
I misrepresented it. It's a band those bands that dress up like bands, I guess. I don't know. It's an impersonation band. It's not like a local band that's covering Queen songs. They do it's like a Queen experience. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Chicapesta, my eyes are burning.
All right, look, here's how you do it, man. And Dan, you're going to have to take one for the team with your wife this weekend because you need the next 14 weeks in your Saturdays to be clear. So go see Queen or whatever the hell that is, and then enjoy the rest of college football. If you need a score update, I'll text you, my brother.
I thank God Indiana is a gambling state because I'm putting notifications on. I got all kinds of stuff going. Hey, thanks, my man. It's great to be talking to you. College football's here, and I love it. Thank you.
I look forward to it, brother. It's going to be a great season. Have fun at Queen, man.
Yeah, okay. Have fun at Queen, man. That's something I never thought I would hear said to me. But, hey, if Freddie Mercury was playing, I'd be all in. But apparently you go there, you sit. So I'm looking up the temperature. I've told you this before, and you guys that know me know this. I need air conditioning. I need air conditioning. This is today in Chicago where I'm going. Look at this. 99, 99, 100, 100, 100. 100 freaking degrees in Chicago. So now, on Saturday, watching a Queen cover band instead of college football, it's going to be 88. 88. The low will be at midnight, 72. The high is 88 between 3 and 4. And we're sitting outside. Look, I'm not complaining. It's a great life. And I'll go anywhere, literally, with the lovely Lee Ross. I will. I'll go anywhere with LLRD. But damn. First world problems, right? That is. What are you going to do? All right, what the hell Wednesday? Let's do it. These always make me jump. These always make me go, what we got? Let's go with What the Hell Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen. It is Wednesday. It is What the Hell, and we are going to jump. What's number one on the hit parade? Oh, boy. Watch how slowly, watch the guy in the white. This thing comes flying by, and you don't even have time to react. Watch this thing. There it is. Oh! Oh, man. This guy here, I'm pointing. You guys can't see me pointing. That's the back of my head right there. Watch this guy. It's already past him here. I'm actually, oh. Ooh, Ryan. Man. Yeah, I don't know. I told my wife, I told the lovely Lee Ross Dakich, I need to walk around with a Kevlar suit because I keep banging into things in my old age. But damn. Holy cow. Hey, we're talking about death in this show. You want to see a great white shark? Here we go. Oh God, I tell you what. All right, let's go to the next one. Watch this. Ooh! Oh, man. How about that? Now, yeah, get out of there. Boom! Look, I'm sorry. I think one of the worst ways to die would be fire. I think one of the other worst ways to die would be that thing hitting you in the face that we just showed you. Like, if that thing hits you in the face, you're going to die, and maybe it's instantaneous, or maybe it just smashes your face. But I got to tell you, fire, awful. Drowning, horrible. My ultimate worst way to die is falling through the ice, and I can't get out. I can't find the hole. You know what I mean? Like, I fell through, and I went under, and some current took me, and now I can't. That's my ultimate. But being eaten by a shark, particularly from the ground up, meaning from, the thing bites your head off, you're dead, okay. But if a shark grabs you on the side or grabs you in the ass or grabs you in the leg, you got a problem. Like, you got a serious, serious problem. And I don't know why people want to mess with sharks. I've always said this. I have always said this. Don't mess with animals, mammals, fish in their own environment. Just don't do it. Just don't walk up to that coyote. We got coyote out here. Don't walk up to it. Don't walk up. There's a little fox that runs around here. No, I stay away. Oh, it's just a little fox. No. 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 Here's 1,000 ways to die. You ready? Let's do the next one. That guy's a badass. Seriously, this guy's a bad mamma jamma. He's a bad mamma jamma right here. Now, I'm not saying that, he chugs the beer, he throws the beer like, he's Burt Reynolds, and next thing you know, he slides into home like he's Trey Turner, and he jumps up like he's Muhammad Ali. He goes Evel Knievel in the middle of it, too. I want to see the aftermath of this. Like, I want to see what's happening here, when all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? Like, how's that back? How are the scrapes on that back? All right, let's go to the next one. I love these. I don't like them. Yeah, good. Yeah. Well, I hope you're all right. Yeah, fine. Yeah. But damn. I mean, you know, what are you going to, what do we do? I've seen more bull stuff. I'm going to the YouTube chat. YouTube chatters, am I right about this? I've seen like girls' night out at the bullfights and girls are getting freaking maimed. What does this guy think he's doing? Putting his bull in a trance? Don't mess with animals. Don't do it. You know, I'm here to help America. But look at that. What do you think you're doing? Well, I'm a bull tranquilizer guy. Seriously? Yeah, he did. Trey Turner with a walk-off last night. That's pretty good. Van Pastor, man, this guy got seriously hurt. I don't think he's dead or we probably wouldn't show it. Maybe we would. I don't know. But, yeah. You know, on the other one, Brad Buffington, my friend, said, hey, let's see what happens when the beer wears off. Boy, is that true. Boy, oh boy, is that true. But I don't know why guys think... And the bull's like, hey, dumbass, it's just a matter of time before I gore you, throw you upstairs, downstairs, step on you, and take a dump on you. I mean, I don't know what your problem is, pal. All right, let's see the next one. Oh!
Are you all right?
No, I'm good.
What? Oh. I got to see that again. I got to see the start of this. Can we go? Oh, man. Like, what's she trying to do? Is she trying to ride the bike up a ramp, which we all did as kids, right? Oh, it looks like there's a ramp. Maybe she's going to jump into the water. Oh, man, how lucky is she that she fell into water that looks like it's actually deep enough. That's a ramp. That's a ramp. That is a ramp. Sean Black says, Dan, don't mess with bulls, snakes, alligators, sharks, or anything that can kill you. Serious business. You know, Sean Black, you're a Mensa. You're Frank Reich. That's serious. I mean, look, I get the thrill seeking. I really do. I mean, when we were kids, we would, if there was a ramp, we were jumping it. They were guys that had Honda 70 mini bikes, we were jumping stuff. Yeah, I ran through a fence. I still got some scars on my hands. Okay, fine. I get it. But damn. All right. Yeah. Jeff Wong says she sort of succeeded. She ended up in the water. Difficult way to get there. Right there, she really didn't. I mean, it looked like she did a little Livy Dunn with her clothes on, put her hands down. I'm in. I'm all in on you, lady. Let's see. Here she goes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good start there, Nick. Dylan and Ryan. Very nice. Very nice right there. Yeah. Oh, we're going backwards. Look at Ryan. A little handspring. This is awesome. Hold on. This is awesome. Oh, man, did she get lucky. By the way, Nick, our producer, said that the guy with the bull, he got knocked out. They checked, and he was okay. He just got knocked out. Here she comes. Here she comes. Look at that handspring. She really only hits her left cheek, maybe her left knee. Let's see. Left cheek, maybe left knee. Full handspring, right? There's a cheek and a knee, I think. I think maybe a thigh. Handspring, full layout, hands up, sees the water. Doesn't really stick to landing. The Russian judge gave her a 0.5. The American judge thought she had a nice rack, so we give her a 2. It's all right. Yeah, she could have, man, Pastor, man, if we decided watching this to list all the injuries she could have had, we got one more, don't we? Oh, that's good work, Ryan. That's good work. Oh, boy, hot girl. Hot girl alert. Oh, man. Look, hot girl. Take the guy out. You don't have to do anything, but take him out. Go get the guy, wear that bikini, walk through the park with the guy, hold hands with him, you know, act a little cozy, Buy him a cup of coffee. Come on. The guy was so desperate. Let's see. Here he comes. Here he comes. Here he comes. Hot girl looks. Oh, I don't know, Van Pastor, man. It looks like he splatted on his backside. It looks like the tailbone. And he's kind of getting up. Hot girl needs to go down to him. Don't do anything you don't want to do, but, give the guy a coffee. Give the guy a Coke. Buy him a beer. You know what I mean? Look at him. He just wanted to see hot girl. I think there's people around. So, have you ever been anywhere? I'm asking the YouTube chat. Have you ever been anywhere where somebody is doing this like an influencer? We were in Naples and some girl is in a bikini that's like this big. She's like this tall, set this big. You know what I'm saying? She had re-racked 3 or 4 times. And it was really kind of funny to watch. It was actually a little bit sad. It really was. It was kind of sad. But this little girl's an influencer. Good for her. Hey, Nebraska star Jess Gardner closed out the summer with a bunch of bikini pictures. There you go. All right. Another little girl playing college sports that takes her clothes off and puts her finger in her mouth and makes money. All right, we'll be right back. I got more to get to, including my friend Matt Shephard, who's a Detroit broadcaster, in trouble for absolutely nothing other than being a white dude saying something that, people don't like. And Elon Musk wants to remove the block button from Twitter and more. We'll be right back.
GOP presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy thinks that all voters should be able to pass a civics test, so I'm here on Broadway to see how we're doing. Can you name 3 cabinet positions?
Oh, Secretary of State.
Yep.
Secretary of Labor.
Yep.
And we'll go the Secretary of Education.
Correct. What is the capital of Tennessee?
That one. I have no idea. Tallahassee.
No, that's Florida. That's Florida.
Tennessee.
Yeah.
No.
Do you know the capital of Tennessee? What the hell? These people don't even like me.
All right, I'll give you a hint. You're standing in it. It's national, guys! How many years do we elect a senator for?
4.
6. What about a congressman?
That's 4.
2.
It's just a trick question, so.
Before he was president, Eisenhower was a general in what war?
World War II. He commanded Operation Overlord and D-Day invasion.
Correct. When was the Constitution written?
1865.
Before that.
1854.
Before that.
1818.
Before that.
1777.
After that.
1789.
Before that.
1784.
After that.
1785.
After that.
1786.
After that.
1777.
After that. You were so close.
1778.
No.
Kanye West. Kanye 2024. Big time. I wrote him in West Virginia. Put him on the ballot.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light? So proudly we hail. So.
Hey, before I get going here on a couple of different things, Theo Epstein is the name that Chicagoans are banting about as the new HMFIC of the White Sox. The White Sox fired President Rick Hahn, General Manager Kenny Williams, and everyone in Chicago that I know. In fact, I will be, maybe I'll do some videos too. I'll be at Guaranteed Rate Field literally 2.5 hours after this show ends. So let's see, that's about 12:30 Chicago time. We're an hour behind. But everybody and their mother, and then I asked Nick about it, our crack producer, not our producer on crack, but our crack producer. And he's like, yeah, we want him with the Mets. Everybody wants Theo Epstein, and you should. Theo Epstein broke the curse of the Red Sox. Theo Epstein broke the curse of the Cubs. That's enough, in my opinion, to get Theo Epstein in the Hall of Fame. Stop bitching about Swamp Kings being about Tim Tebow, Urban Meyer being in a promo for those guys. No. The Swamp Kings tells the story. You guys want the story to be arrests. I said it yesterday. I'll say it today. Last Dance wasn't about Michael Jordan's hundreds of affairs. Last Dance wasn't about Michael Jordan's gambling. Last Dance wasn't about anything other than the process of becoming a great team. And really, because Michael Jordan had editorial rights, made Michael Jordan look good. But now all of a sudden, because it's Urban Meyer and everybody's afraid, you can't criticize Michael Jordan. You'll be a racist. You don't understand the GOAT. You don't understand his intensity. You don't understand his desire to win. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, my backside. Dude doesn't pay. He owes me $6,000. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, long story short, get off Swamp Kings. It tells a story of an era that was unbelievable with incredible personalities in the great city of Gainesville. Don't at me, people. Don't at me even a little bit. I'm tired of hearing it. All right, my friend Matt Shephard is catching fire, catching heat, cancel culture, because he said this, the Tigers announcer and Michigan announcer Matt Shephard. Let's hear from Matt Shephard.
Tigers host the Astros on Saturday, August 26th for Marvel Superhero Night, presented by Bally Sports Detroit. First 15,000 fans will receive a Marvel Black Panther bobblehead. For tickets, go to tigers.com/giveaways. She's about to get married, right? That's
yes,
why she's got that outfit on, right? And then she's at a baseball game. Good for her. It's part of her little trip with the girls, I suppose, before.
Got her bridesmaids with her. A little bachelorette party going on here at the ballpark at Progressive Field.
Nothing sexier than a girl drinking a line of cooler. Stephen Kwan looks at one low and away. They're out having fun. That's all that matters, right?
It's a beautiful day for it.
Bet.
Matt Shephard is an American treasure. Get off Matt Shephard's ass. You guys whine about everything. The nerds are mad. Look, I'm so tired of exit velocity. I'm so tired of all this crap. I'm so tired of it. Just shut up. Do what Jennifer Aniston said and stop with the cancel culture. We're mad. Yeah, nerds are mad. We're mad. Look, I like what he said. I do. I like what he said. You know, awful announcing is always outraged. Always outraged. Oh, my God. Harry Carey used to put a little boobies in his hands at different times. Harry Carey would take his shirt off, take a shower. Girls would join him during broadcasts. Just stop. Just stop. Yeah, Brent Musburger said, hey, man, quarterbacks get the hot chicks, and Catherine Webb's a hot chick. But just stop with all of the crap. Can we? Boys think girls are pretty. Girls think boys are handsome. Boys are always looking for women. Girls are always looking for men. It isn't always, I guess, most times. Now, Matt Shephard says, in a joking way, it's sexy. Girl drinking a summer shandy. It is. A girl at the ballpark having a beer is sexy to a guy, because that's somebody that a guy can relate to. A politician, AOC, showing up at the Met Gala in a $35,000 eat the rich or tax the rich dress doesn't appeal to men. We can't relate to that. But we can relate to dudes and chicks hanging out at a ball game, eating peanuts, drinking beers, and it's sexy. My biggest decision tonight is, do I take my shirt off this afternoon, at Comiskey Park? And if I do take my shirt off, will Benetti et al. Call me sexy? I hope they do. I guarantee you that girl loved it. Yeah, baby. She probably took off her top and went like Livy Dunn or all the little girls in college. Get over yourselves, world. Just get over yourselves. It's damn sexy that a woman is at a game having a great time, drinking a beer in the summertime. So don't at me. I love Matt Shephard. So I'm biased here. Guys, give me gas. Don't give me gas today. Elon Musk wants to remove the blocking on Twitter or X. The crying wokes are mad. The crying wokes are pissed. Me personally, I used block a lot. Pat McAfee actually is like, look, search yourself on Twitter and you know what? Use the block app so you don't get in any trouble. All right. Well, everybody's losing their mind. I'm not. I don't care. You know what I use? I use the mute. And every time I say something, it's the same guys on mute trying to get my attention. I don't care. I honestly don't care. Look, Alejandro Avila, he wrote a great article about it. Fragile wokes fighting to keep the blocking feature. Blocking has served as a true infringement on critical discussion and free speech in an age of social media. Look, I don't know. All I know is if you cuss at me, threaten my kids, which has happened, threaten my family, use racial slurs, or become a general annoyance, I just hit the block button and away you went. I don't know if I'm right. I don't know if I'm wrong. I don't care. It's what I do. What I did. Now I just mute. Mute's easier. Elon Musk, you paid $41 billion. I would love for you to go back to the old algorithm because, well, you know, you're kind of killing conservative talk like us, but that's all right. We muddle through. Jon Rahm says fans yell about gambling all the time. He wouldn't mind seeing the tour step up. I'm with him. I'm with him. Look, it is, and I've talked about this, it is somewhat dangerous. It is. It's like, wait a second here. You can actually influence. You can actually influence by yelling in the backswing, in the putting stroke of a PGA player. Same thing in tennis. You can't influence, ladies and gentlemen, at a basketball game. I know your daughter's waving and they've missed a free throw, but that really ain't the deal. It really isn't. The deal, though, is, I think, in golf, you can absolutely influence. And this is going to have to be addressed. Like, I think I'm going to have to do this. I think I'm going to have to remove patrons. If you're yelling in someone's backswing, I think I gotta do it. Rahm said this. Rahm said, I feel like we hear it every single round. That happens way more often than you guys may hear it. It's very, very present. I think the tour maybe should look into it. I kind of do too. I'm usually not up for what athletes are whining about. But these guys, they don't have guaranteed deals. Now, I get it. They got sponsors. They do Monday things for a lot of money. But if you're going to have sponsor deals and you're going to get all this good stuff, you got to play well. You just do. They're the last of the Cowboys. They're playing for their supper. In a lot of ways, they are. Now, it may change when Liv and PGA get together. It certainly could change. But the fact of the matter is, I got to tell you, I don't blame them, man. You're playing, as the old folks say, you're playing for your supper. Why do I go like that? Hell, I can just show my face now when I talk. Used to have to make an old folks thing. Used to have to go, you know. Now, I'm just old. Bitches. Oh, man, I will say this last thing on the PGA Tour. I'm tired. Aren't you tired of this Live PGA Tour? Rory's mad. They're mad at Phil. Phil gambled too much. Here's what I hope. I hope Phil plays in the Ryder Cup, which he's not. And I hope he bets $200,000 on his team. I can get behind that. I'm sorry. I can't. I can get behind that. Really. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. All right, ladies and gentlemen. We started the show with this. Shut the living up, Megan Rapinoe. Megan Rapinoe fired back at Alexi Lawless. She fired back at Fox News. She fired back at the right because the right is being mean to her. Don't be mean to her. You're being mean. No, here's the deal. Alexi Lawless said it absolutely right. That thing there and the rest of the young ladies that played on the U.S. women's national team had no connection to anyone other than staunch fans of the women's national team. They had no connection. There have been teams that have had a connection. Their team has had a connection. Hell, when Hope Solo was getting drunk, beating the hell out of her boyfriend, crashing cars, I felt a kindred to Hope Solo. I did. When Alex Morgan was young and hot and actually scoring goals and not talking, I felt a kindred to Alex Morgan. But this thing here and the rest of these women became incredibly unlikable. Always complaining about money when, in fact, they didn't earn nearly as much as the men's team. But that's a different story. I'm not going to get into that. But the truth of the matter is, one of her own teammates, one of her own former teammates, Carly Lloyd, called her out. One of her own teammates. Now, you can get mad at the right. You can get mad at Fox News. You can get mad at Alexi Lawless. But I got to tell you, when your own teammate, one of the pioneers of the women's national soccer team and one of the all-time legends, and there are very few in the United States Soccer Federation, Alexi, they call you out, you ought to shut the living hell up and listen. Now, this is the last day I'm talking about Megan Rapinoe, unless she does something idiotic, which would be cool, or unless she does something great, which ain't happening, because Megan Rapinoe is a professional victim. She makes her money. She's the next in line of cap. She's the power lesbian. And the power lesbian cannot be criticized because the power lesbian, unlike many other countries, has no restraints on her. Many countries, the power lesbian doesn't even happen. It's illegal. But here, because of the freedoms with which she gets mad about, the power lesbian couple, she and whatever the name of that girl is that's a basketball player, can walk around and act like they matter. They can be multimillionaires. They can have a voice that doesn't get squashed. In fact, by invoking the right and Fox News, her voice became louder because we all know the far left crazies of the media will pounce on that. I'm proud to work for Fox News. I have my own shtick. I have my own deal. You may not like Fox News. I don't necessarily watch everything. But I got to tell you, I am proud because unlike other places, and certainly here at OutKick, let me just speak for OutKick, not Fox News, we're going to tell you the truth. You're going to get the damn truth. You're going to get the truth from me, from Clay, from Tommy, from Charlie, from Chad, from Jonathan. You're going to get the truth. From Riley Gaines. You're going to get the damn truth. You may not like the truth, but let me put it to you this way. If we're wrong about the truth, I'll be shocked. Now, I get it. You know, I said last year the Colts were going to win 12 games. Oh, you're wrong about everything. No, you're going to get the truth about issues that matter. You're not going to get those from Megan Rapinoe. You're going to get a victim. You're going to get a victim who is the exact opposite of a victim. She's entitled. And she's in a country, unlike many, many others, that's been, as Chico Escuela on Saturday night used to say, been very, very good to her. So Megan, shut the living hell up, get in a tight nine with your girlfriend, and have a wonderful, wonderful life. That's all I'm saying. All right. Give me some woke-a-dope. What we got woke-a-doping? Megan Rapinoe make woke-a-dope? Who made woke-a-dope today? This is a great show today. I love our show. Jill still makes me dress myself every day. You know, I purposely don't look at these before because I want to see what they are. But this hits home because whenever I screw up, well, not always, but when I do, the lovely Lee Ross Dakich, LLRD, as the entire state of Indiana affectionately refers to her, calls me clown boots. She does. She goes, yo, clown boots. You acting like an idiot again? I go, yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. So whenever I see clown boots, and that's what those are called, whenever I see clown boots, I go, hey, that's what my wife calls me. Clown boots. That's me. Now, the guy on top, that ain't me. But I'll take clown boots. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Clown boots. Jill still makes me dress myself. Let's hit the next one. Oh, my God. Yeah. Now, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to go on a vacation here after the college basketball season. But I'm going to tell my bosses, because I never go on vacation. Like, my family may go to Naples, and I'm always nervous, right? So I'm like, well, they're going for a month. But I'm going to take, I don't know the last time that I took a week off from my job. I'm not really sure I can tell you the last time that I left my job on a Wednesday and didn't come back till Monday for the show. I can't tell you the last time. Like when I was coaching little kids basketball and we'd be in Vegas, I would be doing a show in the morning, like 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. when I had a 10 to 1 show. I don't take time off, and that's not good. I need to take my wife places. We went to Greece, and there's nobody better to travel with than the lovely Lee Ross. This guy has spent over 40% of his time in office on vacation, at the beach, in Vegas. He takes time out of his vacation occasionally to do a photo op, maybe in the Oval Office or certainly in Maui the other day. Took a photo op down at the board. He's doing nothing. Now, I'll give him credit. He's a ridiculous human being. He's a lying cheat, sniffing. I don't know what his sexual thing is. I don't know what he does with whatever. But he is smart because he's not afraid to tell the bosses, who are us, I'm going on vacation. And there's never been a worse president. There's never been a worse representative. And there's never been somebody that has worked less for us and more for himself than that man right there. Give me a number 3. Oh, yeah. Oh, sweating, nervous. Hollywood, when they can't try to groom your kids because everyone's on strike. Man, honest to God, what is it about, and I will not get off of this. I'll be on this when nobody's listening to me. But what is it about Hollywood? What is it about our media that wants to groom kids? What is it about our president that wants to sniff kids? Let me ask you a question. This is very weird. Would you feel okay leaving, I don't know, your kid with some Hollywood star for a weekend or babysitting? Would you feel comfortable leaving your kid with the president of the United States? It's an interesting question. I would not. When my kids were of age, like let's say 12, whatever, I would never think that I would say, yeah, I wouldn't leave them at the White House. But now there's no chance I would leave them at the White House. There's no chance. Remember those parents that left their kids with Michael Jackson? How are they feeling now? Jeez. It's really incredible where we have come as a society. I don't get the grooming of kids. You see this Charlize Theron or whatever the hell her name is? She adopted boys and she's making them into girls. Like, what are you doing? What's the problem? Why would you even think to do that? Where did this come from? That's the biggest questions. So yeah, Hollywood's on strike. They can't groom kids. And why don't we do more to protect children? Why isn't the Epstein list released? People say it is, but why isn't it? Why isn't Giselle, whatever the hell her name is, Maxwell, in front of the press? She should be given some type of immunity to spill the beans because we need to hear the beans. We need to hear what's real, but nothing. Nothing from our legacy media. Nothing. So Megan Rapinoe can bitch, whine, and moan all she wants. She can do all that about the right, about Fox News. Yeah? What's CNN doing? What's the USA Today doing? What's Awful Announcing doing? What are all these far-right, insane places like the Washington Post, the Indy Star, every Gannett paper? What are they doing? Not doing sheesh. Not doing nothing. They ain't doing squat. They're sitting back and they're complicit. They're complicit in child abuse. They're complicit. I got a guy, you know the Greg Doyle Daily? I got Greg Doyle mad that you can't find certain books. He's pandering in a library here in Hamilton County. He hadn't said a word about the porn being showed to kids. Hadn't said a word about it. Far left guys never do. It's not what they are about, and it's sad. I thought silence was complicit. So all these writer boys, all these journalists, all these folks are complicit in children being exploited because they won't do anything about it. And that sucks. Just does. It sucks. I hope everybody has a great rest of your day. I am going to sit in 100-degree heat watching two bad teams play. I think I'm going to wear a diaper. I think so, because I go to the bathroom 172 times as LLRD and I drive to Chicago. And then when I get to the game, if I have a beer, then I got to go to the bathroom again. I may sit in my own slop this afternoon and not move. God, oh God, I hope I don't have a biggin sitting next to me slobbering over the arm rail. You know what I'm talking about. Subscribe and like and keep it right here. Have a great afternoon, everybody. Adios.